will, God desired a bride for his son. So he set apart a group of people, like a remnant of people that form the bride for his son that will be united to him in the consummation of the heavens and the earth. That's the big picture. That's his sovereign will. In his moral will, in his so in order for him to accomplish his sovereign will, he had to predestine certain things like Adam and Eve sinning and stuff like that, and we can get into that later. But in his moral will, no, it's completely sin. It goes against his nature. So in his moral will, he would not desire for that to happen.
Okay, so one thing you said, he had to predestined Adam and Eve to sin.
In his sovereign will, yes.
So he wanted them to sin. It's an answer to my dichotomy.
I already
Two
answered.
options, and now
In
you
his
answer
in his
it.
sovereign
You want
will,
people to
in
sin.
in his sovereign will, yes, he did. In his moral will, no, he did not.
No, see, a simple thing is the first answer to the first question: does God want people to sin or not?
And
Is yes, He wants them to sin.
it was
That's
yes
the only
and
logical
no.
possibility given the powers of God.
That's a false dichotomy that you're setting
It's
up.
not a false. That's not a false dichotomy.
Yes,
Do you know what a false dichotomy is? You told me I
yes,
didn't know logical.
yes. I know what you're setting up. What you're saying. You're like a false dichotomy is where you say that like for instance, are you familiar with I can't pronounce it. The Euthyphro dilemma. That's a false dilemma right there.
I could get into that, but I think we're going down a rabbit trail. It's not.
Actually,
But,
no,
okay,
no.
let me
No,
give you-
we can no. Like,
Wait,
why don't you think that's a false dilemma?
I understand. I want to give you. I want to ask you one question real quick, and then
All
we'll
right.
go with you first.
All right,
True or false? Is that a dichotomy?
is what a dichotomy?
True or false?
True or false? No, it depends.
Yes.
It depends on the context.
It's yes or no. These are what dichotomies are.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like with true or false, like you could ask me.
Okay,
You could ask
we'll
me.
set it up. A or not A. That's a dichotomy.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Is that a true dichotomy? Do we have to complicate it any
No,
further?
that's I can say that's a true dichotomy.
A or not A?
Yeah,
Okay, true or false? Is that a dichotomy?
yeah, I'll go with that.
No, it's not a dichotomy.
How's that not a dichotomy?
True, false, or neither.
Okay, well, yeah. So you have a third option.
Yes, A, not A, or neither. There is no neither. It's
Okay.
either A or it's not.
All right. So
Okay,
where are you
so
going
God
with this?
So God can either have what He wants or He cannot. There's no neither.
Actually, there is. Like I just.
There's not an either. I've defined it in a way there's not an either.
I just showed you, or there could be both.
No, something cannot. That's
Oh
the
my
law of
God.
contradiction. You can't have something being true that is false.
I know that, but I'm saying in his. Okay. Again, you're assuming you're assuming that God has one will. If God has one will, then yeah, there cannot be a neither. But according to Christian theism, God has two wills. What?
Two wills.
Yeah, two wills.
One person has two wills.
Well, we can get like God is not one person. He's one God, but he's three persons.
He's not one person. He's one. Oh, okay. The Trinity.
Yes. That's Christian theism.
I'm not okay. I'm gonna move on from this dichotomy thing because I feel like we're not gonna. Agree.
Well, let me ask you a question real quick. What's your standard? What's your standard for morality? What's your ultimate standard for morality?
My own.
Your own. So morality is
Same
subjected.
thing for everyone else.
So morality
Yes.
so morality is subjected to each person.
Correct.
So if someone went out there and shot someone right now, would you care? Like if someone shot your mother right now, would you care?
Yes, subjected to me, I would care because of my morality.
But
Obviously, they wouldn't care. That's why my mother got shot.
they would care if they would care if you shot their mother.
They
But
might,
what's
they don't
what's
care.
but what's wrong? What's wrong
I
with
care if
what's
I shoot their mother
But
they don't have the same
to an atheistic worldview, what's wrong with killing someone? To an atheistic worldview, what's wrong? It's just two atoms pretty much colliding with each other in an atheistic worldview.
There is no atheist worldview.
I would disagree with that. Everybody has a worldview.
I would totally disagree.
Everybody has.
Atheism doesn't.
So everybody has a worldview except atheists. Atheists are somehow excluded from this.
No, atheists individually have worldviews. Atheism as a whole is not a worldview.
I would disagree with that. Like atheism.
Okay, what is atheism?
What? The atheism is the belief that there is no God.
No,
So are you an atheist?
the lack of belief in a God. It's the lack of
Ask him if I can ask him a question.
Hold on. So you're like this is a common thing that the new atheists try and do. They try.
I'm sorry, you might have been right. I do believe there's no God. I corrected you unfairly.
So you do. So you are an atheist then.
By my definition, if you want to have a definition that I disagree with, I'm not an atheist by whatever definition you choose. The definition I use, almost all atheists use is
Well,
the same. If you, as one person,
actually,
decide
the
that
new-
you have a different definition, you can go ahead and do that.
The new atheists are the ones who are trying to redefine the word atheism to mean a lack of a belief in a God or gods. The original definition of atheism, though, is the belief that there is no God. So are you an atheist based on that definition, on the original definition?
If I don't have a belief in a God, then I would fit both of those definitions. I believe there's no God. I don't have a belief in a God.
Okay, so
Now, I'm not going to talk for other atheists and tell them how they define this word. Like we all know, words have multiple definitions. You can go ahead and choose a definition that you feel is more comfortable for you, and that's fine. If
Yeah.
you don't have to accept another definition,
Okay,
I
so
don't need it.
okay, so if you're making the claim that there is no God at all, and you're saying that, and therefore you're saying that
You,
that there is no ultimate standard for morality, then what makes you think that there's any such thing as evil? You deny that there's any standard for good. You denied
wait,
that.
you're adding things. I didn't deny there's no standard for good.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying morality is you're denying that there's a God, that you're denying that God exists, and
Yeah, and when I say I deny there's a God, denial is the opposite.
No,
of
but hold on.
acceptance.
you didn't let me finish.
So it doesn't mean what people mean in the political sense.
Can I finish?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Alright, so I was saying, like, you're denying that God exists, because you're an atheist, and you're also saying that morality is subjective. You're denying that there's any ultimate objective standard for morality. So how can you even determine what's evil then? I mean, it's all subjective. It's everybody's opinions.
Yes, that's why we have criminals.
So if it's everybody's opinion, then why should we lock up criminals? Their morality is not any better. Their morality is just as valid as our morality.
All right, do we both agree that we should not murder?
Yeah, but the difference is my worldview can justify why murder is wrong, while your worldview cannot.
You're asking a new question. Your question was, why should we go ahead and lock up criminals? We both agree that murder is wrong, right?
Yeah,
We're both willing to lock criminals up for that offense, right?
yeah.
All right, well that's why we do it.
Okay, so what you're saying is majority determines what's right and wrong.
Obviously. If
Okay.
you have no majority, you can
So-
pass no laws.
so
No,
back-
It's not what determines what's right or wrong for an individual. It's what determines
Okay.
what a society
So by that logic, back in the day when the white people owned slaves, that was morally right because the majority says slavery was morally right.
I don't know if you heard what I just said. I said it doesn't determine what a person thinks is right or wrong. It determines how a society judges right or wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So back in the day, societies.
They're Muslim. They don't let people drive. Their society determined that, and that's their moral law.
Okay.
I disagree with that as a person. Their society agrees with that.
Okay, no, but what I'm saying is back in the day, the majority of our society said that slavery was right. So did that make slavery right?
Well, I say it's wrong.
but you're the minority. Back in the day, the majority said slavery was right.
I have no right to be. I can't control the world.
You can't.
Everyone in the world can love to rape babies, and I can be the only one who disagrees.
Okay, but you just said majority determines right and wrong for the society. So if the society, if our society said, if the majority of our society said that it was morally right to rape babies, then by your own logic, it's morally right for society as a whole. For society, it might be wrong to you as an individual according to your own logic, but according to society as a whole, it's right for everyone.
You're changing my words.
That's exactly what you just said.
No, it's not. What I said, the majority determines what is deemed right and wrong. Meaning, the majority decides laws.
Yeah.
And how to enforce them.
Okay.
It doesn't mean the laws are just. It doesn't mean the laws are right.
So
those are the laws.
so you agree that societies do come up with laws that are not morally correct, that are not morally just then.
By my standard.
But you're just.
I can't follow. Could I follow a moral standard I didn't agree with?
I mean, people in other countries do it all the time.
Could I follow a moral standard I didn't agree with? Could I
Yes.
do something moral that I felt was not moral?
Yeah.
I could.
I mean, no. Sorry, I
I
misunderstood your question. No. If you felt a law was not moral, then I mean, I would hope you wouldn't follow it. I mean, I don't know
would
you.
never follow it.
Well, you could.
And this is the reason. I don't care. You want to have this standard that's outside of me. This is a danger of religion. They create these moral standards that they say are unquestionable. So people don't question them. They think their moral standards are irrelevant. They only have to go by this religion. If God comes and tells me to rape babies tomorrow, and it's absolutely immoral, or it's absolutely moral to rape babies, and I'm required to do it, guess what? I'm not going to rape babies.
No,
That's the moral standards. Rape babies.
I would just say, like, God wouldn't.